Okay, Toxic here with Seb on the first game of the Bile and Blood campaign. How's it going, Seb?
Good. Excited to get my Nurgle on.
Okay, so this is the battlefield. Obviously, we're playing on Vassal as we are not in person to play in person. But the story so far, if you haven't seen the first story time, I would suggest watching that. But just a quick kind of rundown is in this, factory district of Hive. I forgot the name already. Hastis.
Hastus, yeah.
Yeah, Hive Hastis. There's been some rioting, some explosions. So the Arbites went down to deal with it. They got, squashed basically, or they fled, and so the PDF forces have been sent in. This is the PDF forces that I have. They'll be controlled by me. We have this is just a platoon, so obviously I guess it is unbound, but it is for the narrative of it. But we have 1, 2, 3 water squads. The platoon commander is in a Chimera. We have 1, 2, 3 infantry squads with grenade launcher, heavy bolter, voxcaster. They're all the same except one has a flamer. And then we have a hellhound. Oh, and 1 squad of snipers. So they've been sent in to stop this. What it seems like right now is just rioting. However, on the rioters side, which is actually more of a, would you say chaos cultists, or what would you call them?
Civil disobedience mainly. I think it's kind of just a not going to work day rabble.
Yeah, but amongst them, probably like
yeah,
there's
there
like
will be some
amongst
cultist cells,
kind of like
amongst them.
kind of riling them up, and then we have a squad of chaos marines here, some fermenters. Seb, you want to talk a little bit more about that squad of fermenters?
This is the the infiltrating squad of fermenters, led by the aspiring champion Roberticus, which is Bob the Fermenter, my favourite fermenter, and then actually the entire unit is being led by Nluckian, the Dark Apostle, who is kind of responsible for all of this civil unrest and the craziness going on and the Hastus. Also, the water supply has been tainted to the point where the first kind of mutations are coming out, and we have got 3 spawns. Unlucky members of the populace have become spawns.
Yeah, so there's 3 spawns. Do they have any marks or anything?
They are marked Nurgle because
So,
the diseases in the water supply.
Some Nurgle spawn. There's how much? There's 20 cultists with a shotgun, and
I think it's 35 or in each squad.
35. Yeah.
Yeah, almost entire. So one squad is almost entirely auto guns, the other one's almost entirely auto pistols, and there's a flamer and a shotgun.
I've noticed
there as
that
well.
in the one squad with the auto pistols, there's one guy with a pistol and a close combat weapon. Is that meant to be there?
That is bizarre. If there was an extra guy, unless it's the champion, no.
No, yeah, it's just a random guy. Anyway, well, Seb takes a look at that to see if that's meant to be or not. Basically, the mission that we have here is that the PDF forces have to come in and basically clear the area. So they're gonna try and wipe out. They've already tried peaceful to get them out, and that hasn't worked. Obviously, with the dead Arbites, and so they've come in and they're going to kill. So they don't know yet that there is Chaos Marines. Or spawn. So where this mission is kind of gonna differ depending on what happens, and gonna change the story is if the PDF can manage to win, then there's gonna be people that can tell, the House Hastis and the other PDF what's going on, that they saw Chaos Marines, they saw spawn, so that they can get help. If they don't and they get squashed, then they're still going to believe that it's just rioting forces. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. So we have 3 objectives. So it's going to be objective based, and I guess we'll also have slay the warlord. I don't think we really need Linebreaker, because no one's really going anywhere. This is where the fight is.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold these objectives, keep the manufacturing district in disarray.
So we'll go objectives. Slay the warlord in first blood.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I've rolled first turn, and
in true Noogly film, I believe I failed to seize initiative.
Yeah, so we'll come back probably at the end of turn 1, depending on what's happened. It'll either be turn 1 PDF or turn bottom of turn 1. So either halfway through or at the end, depending on what happens. If not much happens, like the first turn, not much will probably happen. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, so we'll catch you then. Okay, so end of turn 1, the PDF forces advanced a little bit. Some mortar fire and hellhound fire killed about a third of the rioters in this building. They killed about 5 in this building. I've got to make a note of his hull points. He is on 1 of 3 as the what are they called again?
Spawns tore him up.
Ran up and started tearing up the hellhound, so he's shaken, so he's not going to be able to flame this turn. The Chaos Marines, they got an insanely good charge up to take on the weapons team, killing 2 and making the other one start to flee. These snipers are not looking in a good position. So far I'd have to give the upper hand right now, I would say, to the Chaos, just because they have their pretty tough units all up in the face of the PDF.
Yeah, you mulched a few of those rioters, but the rioters at the back kind of got off a little bit lucky with the missed barrages.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens if the PDF can turn this around, and we'll see what happens after turn 2. Okay, so end of turn 2. I guess it's still pretty heavily in Chaos's favor right now, purely because of the, I guess, just the the spawns and the Chaos Space Marines. There's not a lot of weapons out there that can handle them. So the snipers got some hits. No, the snipers didn't, but the las guns in the sniper squad got some hits, but the Space Marines saved it. The squad that was running down here, they shot up as they were running down with the order forward for the Emperor. They took out 2 Marines, and then they got wiped out in combat.
The Marines had some nice little bit of revenge there.
The platoon came down to try and take this objective. They're being chased by the Chaos Space Marines. There's a couple pot shots in here, as well as a couple of the mortar teams shot in here. Didn't do an awfully lot. It wouldn't have been enough for a morale check, would it? I don't think so.
No.
The Hellhound came down and tank shocked these guys. They ran back, and then on Seb's turn they ran forward again because they regrouped and came back up, and the spawn came down and finished it off. But they did take a couple wounds from some pot shots from the guard.
Yeah, that's an impressive leadership for a kind of crazy rabble.
Yep,
I'm
definitely.
quite impressed with the cultists.
But yeah, the what's kind of hurting the PDF right now is that they didn't come equipped to be fighting Marines. They thought they were going to be fighting rioters. So that's that's kind of what's hurting them right now.
Yeah, and they are bearing down on that platoon chimera.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens at the end of turn 3. Okay, so end of turn 2. A lot more has happened. The spawn. First of all, Spawn did die from some lasgun fire. He ran down and took out the platoon commander's Chimera, and they have had to emergency disembark there. The cultists fell back, and they kept falling back. from fire from up here.
Yeah, just
Another-
rising with abandon.
Yep, another mortar squad was taken out by this Chaos Space Marine squad, and the snipers failed to do anything like like normal. And this squad's still really happy where they're at now. So yeah, so right now, yeah, that's the end of turn 3. So we're going up to turn 4, PDF.
Yep.
See-
That Nalaki and his power move is just crazy. He is cracking skulls.
Yeah, definitely. Or PDF skulls. We'll see what happens when he goes up
Yeah,
against a
alright.
space wall. Because it's AP4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, anything other than a Space Marine, yeah, it's gonna destroy. They're definitely worth it, unless you're going up against Space Marines. But yeah. Anyway, that was turn 3, and we'll go on to turn 4. Okay, so end of turn 4. The Chaos Space Marines came in. They shot down at this squad, then failed their charge. Snipers ran down here and haven't really done anything. The platoon command came up here, took down. It was one. It took down one spawn.
Yeah.
Then got destroyed by shooting from these cultists or riders. Platoon Commander Wilds, as he is a minor character, we did roll to check to see if he actually died or not. He actually managed to scurry away relatively uninjured in the grand scheme of things, so we may see him back in the story sometime. My theory is he's hiding underneath this Chimera. These guys managed to regroup in probably the best possible position that they could.
Just read the cultists got on those objectives.
The spawn came up to try and take down this squad, but this squad actually managed to take the last one down in close combat, which is pretty amazing. So right now at turn 4 there is 1, 2. So yeah, I got 1 point. You have 2, 1 for Slay the Warlord, 1 for First Blood. So it's 4-1 right now. So it's not looking too good for the PDF. So this may be the last turn. We are playing with variable turns, but depending on how it's going, we may just end up calling it at the end of this one.
Yeah, I just want to throw it out to you. If we call it, are we saying that they are being taken by the fermenters? Because otherwise it'd be interesting either sort of to try and take it out or end. Because if you're taking the product guys, that could be good fun.
They're probably going to take guys anyway, because I mean, if you're in the grand scheme of things, like when someone fails a save and dies, technically they may not have died, they may just be out of combat, so there's probably a few guys left on the battlefield that are, still alive, they're just wounded, so they're taken out of the combat. So you'll probably end up capturing guys anyway. I think if we end up calling it, there's probably maybe a few get away, if you get captured, all that good stuff. Okay. So turn 5 coming up. Okay, so end of turn 5. We're gonna call it here. Snipers took a little bit of casualties. These guys took some casualties here. Nothing, not a lot. Oh, what the hell? What is that? Oh, it's Demon Prince. Seb, wanna explain that?
So yeah, Nalaki and the Dark Apostle finally remembering the Champions of Chaos challenge rule, challenged the sergeant in this squad, and absolutely obliterated him with his power maul, and just straight away rolled to Dark Apotheosis. So happy days, Nurgle Demon Prince for a Nurgle Dark Apostle.
Yeah, so before the main attack even started, they have a Demon Prince on the planet.
Yeah, the Inquisition's moustaches must be twinkling.
Yeah, so this is the end of the first game. The next thing that we'll be doing will be another story time video once we figure out, how the story's, what the story's gonna get to, what's gonna happen. But yeah, so Chaos going strong. They didn't even really lose too many guys. I mean, there's still a lot of riders. They lost a few Space Marines, but that's. But yeah, they didn't even lose too much. Although Bob did take a sniper shot to the head. It just ricocheted off his helmet.
Like Nurgle's always looking out for Bob.
Okay. Well, anyway, once again, this has been Bile and Blood. I've been Toxic. With me has been Seb.
Hail, Father Noble.
Have a good one.